Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me and taking time out to watch this video. I hope you're well and safe. Are you thinking about what you want to achieve next year? Goals that you'd like to set, achievements that you'd like to have by the end of 2021? Well, as you do that, I invite you to consider this story. Picture this. Two teams, same assignment. They're asked to come up with a new product idea that's going to meet their customers' needs. So Team A has their briefing and it goes a little bit like this. Guys, we've got this in the bag. Team B has got nothing on us. We're going to win. I want you to do whatever it takes to win. Do you understand me? Now you go out there and do it. Team A. Team B's briefing sounds a little bit like this. Guys, you've already gotten the background and the briefing on this assignment. What I want us to do is have a brainstorming session this afternoon. No disturbances. I don't want our creative flow to be disturbed. So please reschedule all your commitments immediately after this briefing. Also, we're going to split into two groups. Group one, I want you to get all the feedback we've gotten from our customers over the past 6 months, analyze the results and come with a summary to the brainstorming session. Group two, I want you to call as many customers as you can and ask them what their dream product is. Ask them what it would look like and also how it would feel for them to use that particular product. So guys, let's do this. We'll meet back in the brainstorming session this afternoon. Let's do this. Okay, so two teams, two briefings, same assignment. Now this assignment was done by both teams on time. They both came back with a product and the company decided to have a committee that would assess all the information gathered and have a presentation done by the teams to decide which product the company would start working on. Now, the committee came up with a recommendation and they went with Team B. They also had a number of observations which they felt needed to be shared with the team leaders for the two teams, but also the respective supervisors of those team leaders. The first thing they noticed is that when Team A presented, their leader did the entire presentation. When Team B presented, different members of the team took turns to present and the leader chipped in as and when it was needed. The second thing they noticed is that Team A focused on what they thought customers wanted, whereas Team B relied on the information actually obtained from customers and then worked towards meeting those customers' needs. The last thing they noticed, which was an observation, but they felt it was worth recording and noting in the report. They said that when they observed the behavior of the two teams, they noticed that at the end of the sessions, each team leader, or rather at the end of the presentations, each team leader gave some closing remarks. So when team leader A gave his closing remarks, he praised his team and he said they were amazing and they did a great job. The team members, however, when he said this, all looked down. None of them looked up, none of them smiled, they all looked down. When team leader B did the same thing and praised his team, they smiled and they all high-fived each other. And the committee thought it was interesting to bring out these observations because they felt that it reflected on how the teams achieved their results. So what's the big deal? I mean, they both met the deadline. They both came up with an idea. The big deal is how they arrived at that result, how they achieved what they achieved, how they worked together. What were the guiding principles that they were given? What were the unspoken rules that governed how they were working together? And clues can be found in the behavior that was observed by the committee. But when we talk about approach, where does it come from? Well, it comes from the leaders. Remember the briefings that each team leader gave their teams? Team leader B's briefing was very different from team leader A's briefing. Team leader B, without explicitly saying so, gave very clear guiding principles. He talked about collaboration. Remember, he split them into two groups that had to work together to achieve the same result. He also emphasized empathy, because empathy meant putting themselves in their customers' shoes and thinking about this product from their customer's perspective. There was also an element of customer service orientation. It wasn't about winning this assignment. It wasn't a challenge to be won. It was a way to serve their customers better. So I'm inviting you, as you think about what you want to achieve next year, to think about how you're going to achieve these goals. And what tone are you going to set as the team leader? What guiding principles are you going to give your team members as they go about achieving your goals as a team? So I invite you to also reflect on what stood out for you in that story. What did you pick up that you feel you could try? Please read the blog, because as always, there's more tips in there and more detail. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful, blessed Christmas, and I pray that you keep safe and that you spend much needed time with loved ones. Stay blessed.